Now students, today we will learn about velocity time graph. Now similarly in a displacement time graph we have to plot two axes along y and along x. Now take along x as time axis and take this y axis as velocity. If that's so, then this is the velocity time axis and we have to plot the velocity time graph from this above information. Now we have to specify the equispace point on the both sides of that graph. Say this is the 0 point, that means the initial point. Now it is 1 2 3 4 dot 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 etc. Okay, now in this side 1 2 3 4 dot dot dot. Now these points should be equidistant from each other, we know previously. Now if the body moving in such a direction, that means the graph nature of the graph is a straight line passing through origin, then this graph actually represent the body with initial velocity 0 and gradually increasing. So the body is in non-uniform velocity. As time passes on, the velocity is increasing, that means there is an acceleration. So from this kind of graph, it represents the uniform accelerated motion of a body where velocity time graph is a straight line passing through origin. That means it moving in a initial velocity of value 0. Now if we plot this kind of graph for velocity time graph, the graphical nature is like that. This is the time axis. Now if the graph or the straight line is parallel to the time axis, then the velocity doesn't change with respect to time. So the body moving with uniform velocity, body moving with uniform velocity. So this kind of graph is uniform velocity. So this kind of graph actually represent the body with uniform velocity and with a constant velocity, not only uniform velocity but with constant velocity. But if the nature of the graph of a velocity time is like that, it is a curved one, then at every moment this the nature of the graph should be changed, the slope of the graph should be changed. In this case this is the slope, in this case this is the slope. So at every moment the slope changes, that means the velocity is changing is non-uniform. The change in velocity is non-uniform, that means there is an acceleration but with non-uniform acceleration. So body with non-uniform acceleration, body with non-uniform acceleration. Now what kind of information can convey by velocity time graph? So if we draw velocity time graph and the graph is here, so the slope is like that. Now along y-axis velocity is plotted, along x-axis time is plotted. So the slope, which is height by base, which is nothing but velocity by time, that would give the acceleration. So the information of acceleration can be drawn from the velocity time graph by plotting the slope of the curve. Now if we calculate the area under the curve, the area, so if we calculate velocity from velocity time graph, the area under the curve, then area would certainly represent the displacement. So this is all about velocity time graph and the outcomes of velocity time graph. Thank you.